Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you. It's Monday, the 10th of October, and if it's a Money Monday, that means I have Doug Upstone and Chirimbes coming at you here, and it'll be a NBA free pick video. We have NBA starting tomorrow, folks. So there is that. Who knows? And let's see. You're excited about NBA? Excellent. Although there is still Major League Baseball. We got World Series. Well, we have a game 7A, but World Series right around the corner. Hockey is underway. College and NFL football in full kicking mode. And college hoops just 2 weeks away. If you want all your free pick winners, you got to hit the like button, share, subscribe, and put that notification bell here. Let's go. Get notified. Daily free picks 7 days a week. NBA starting today. Major League Baseball, we are 62-55 plus 150. A 5-1 day of college football, or a 5-1 week of college football free picks. 26 and 23, we're into the plus money, plus $10. There you go. On our way, more college football free pick winners for you. NFL, a 3-1 week there between the Thursday night Cincinnati game and the weekend games on the Football Friday Live. You don't miss that. 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 3-1 brings us to 18 and 18 minus 290. Again, always a record on the free picks because we want them to win. Our best bets, our top plays, our premium action. Oh, free picks, yes. I didn't mention Chip. He's in the background there up against the football. He's got the legend show on the weekends when I'm not around. Legend, the Vegas legend himself, who I just happened to be number one in NBA last year. We'll talk about NBA in a second. Yeah. But GamblersWorld.net, top plays, premium action, aforementioned NBA, hockey from the Iceman on the other side of me. I got Mr. NBA and Mr. Ice with me. Me, I don't know. I'm just Mr. Big Head, although I did have a good NFL day yesterday, so I'll tap myself on the shoulder for that. Premium plays at Gamblers World. Get the 30-day package. You know what? Forget it. Get a 7-day because you got football 7 days a week. That's a good tryout. You get a 7-day package, 7 days a week of football, NBA, cold cash on the ice, and baseball if it's being played. You can't beat it. Guaranteed show your profit with credit your back. And again, the 30-day, it's for 30 days. And again, the 3-7-30s, all sports included. You cannot go wrong with the premium packages. Now, gentlemen, a interesting weekend of football, to say the least, with, some of those 1 o'clock games were absolutely trashola. And the 4 o'clock window, a little more exciting. Doug, how weekend? Hold on, Doug, because me and you were talking before Chip came in. He was a little late to the party. We had a link problem. So let's talk about Chip, the Giants. I said, you're a little late to the party about the Giants. How about those Giants yesterday? What? You got to be excited about Dart. I get it. Excited about the young quarterback. Whoosh, losing games like that. I don't know. What say you, my friend?
Well, Sean, they weren't going to the playoffs, so this probably just helps their draft position. But it's got to be disheartening to lose like that. You're winning 19-0 going in the final period. You got an 18-point lead with 3 minutes to go. I watched it. It's just I couldn't believe what was happening. I wanted Denver to win and cover. Then I was rooting for the Giants to just win the game outright if you're not going to win.
Right,
and
yeah.
So I got, it's called the gaff. And I got gaffed with that one, that's for sure. But I can't believe that Denver actually came back and won the game, other than the fact that the Giants gave it to them.
Doug, Dart looks all right. Mm-hmm. And let's just say, he just looks all right, folks. People get carried away like, Jackson Dart. The road game before, he looked like absolute crap turning the ball over 5 times versus the Saints. All right, so some of these young quarterbacks, there's their flashes, and we see step backs. How's Jaden Daniels looking this year, right? I mean, Stroud, year 3 has come really crashing down. Trevor Lawrence. All right, so let's slow down a little roll there for him. But I want to say, Doug, Dabo's in a spot where could he maybe win a little more Russell Wilson? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But he could say here, hey, I put the rookie in. You can't fire me. It's a rookie quarterback. We got to see what we have here. So is this more a play him trying to save his job, or will they just can him at the end of the year if they win 4 games anyway?
Yeah, I think the determination will have nothing to do with Jackson Dart. I mean, that can be his argument, but I don't think that's like Florida. I don't know if you saw the highlights. Pretty funny. Florida, beat Mississippi State, even though people are not happy how they beat them. And so after the game, the athletic director was shown on the field, the Florida athletic director shown on the field, and he sees Napier and he turns his back to him because he knew he was going to fire him. So he didn't even acknowledge
not a good look.
That didn't even acknowledge him. So that was pretty funny. But hey, they're better. The Giants are better. Scadaboo adds a whole different level of excitement. And it sounds like he's like the clown prince of that team, okay, already. And so when they ask the coach about him, he just shakes his head and with a smile, so that's just how it is, and you can see that, defensively, they got a few more weapons, got a little more speed. They've made some decent draft choices recently. So that's a positive. But more than anything, Chip will share my unbelievableness, no such word, but the Denver, a complete no-show for 3 quarters, essentially, on both sides of the ball too. And, the one thing, and this would be really interesting to follow, Bo Nix plays better when he plays fast. Okay. He was a so-so quarterback at Auburn. He goes to Oregon. Oregon plays fast. Yes, he has better players around him, but he plays fast. He plays better. Last year at points, Peyton let him play fast. But for the most part this year, he hasn't allowed. He wants to run his offense. He doesn't want to go fast. Well, you're down 26-8. Well, what are you going to do? You got to catch up, right? You got to play fast. Plays fast. Knicks got unbelievably hot. Win the game. Oh, by the way, that was for those of you, starting with Doug Upstone is one of them. I love to talk about myself in the third person, by the way. I had a teaser so I'm sitting there. I got my first half, Washington, Dallas over 48, no problem. But then I had Denver -1.5. So, that was in the garbage can, more or less. And all of a sudden, now they're up. Okay. They got the game. They got it covered with a minute and a half to go.
Yeah.
All they got to do is keep them out of the end zone. And then I get a 48-yard or whatever it was, pass interference call at the 2-yard line, of which, if that's pass interference, literally everything is pass interference. If that call, because if you saw it, the guy's looking at the ball, he's standing in front of the guy, he jumps with him at the same time, and they call pass interference. So that took care of that for me. So that's a perfect caveat to the day.
Because I was thinking the same thing. Because at that point they're covering things. Look at this, they're going to cover if you tease them down or whatever, blah blah blah. And then you get a pass interference call, and the Denver fans are going to be like, "We had this game won. We came all the way back, and this is how we're going to lose in bad fashion." And Giants fans are like, "Well, we deserve this because somehow they got back in the game." But those kind of things, like, how are you calling that kind of stuff? But it was in Denver. The game's in Denver. You'd think you'd maybe get a little benefit of that being at home.
Yeah, it's not the NBA, but come
on. I'm not saying it's going to be the NBA, but you're going against
here's my question.
That was almost as bad as the Florida State pass interference in the Stanford game.
Yeah.
At least Stanford was home, though. They're tackling the guy in the end zone. How the hell don't they throw a flag on that? He's literally holding the man like this and shaking him to get change out of his pocket, and there's no flag thrown.
I can't, like I said, with officiating, they have guys that are in the booth that are former officials, and other than the technical explanation of pass interference, that's the only thing that actually makes sense, because on the field, for the most part, it does not. Just you watch your stuff and you just shake your head. I talk with people and whatever. Doug, did you think that was pass interference? I just respond, I have no idea. I've lost control of what the rule actually means.
It's
arbitrary. Yeah. Let's put it that way. That's the part that's difficult. It's arbitrary. All anyways, right. Okay, enough about that.
Enough, Rand. Let's get into some NBA. Nothing but action, baby. The NBA. Who doesn't love to jump into it? We know, Chip, I know it's on the banner, going to scroll across the bottom left. You had a monster year in the NBA last year. We got 2 games. Thank goodness there's only 2. NBA does it right. They put a couple games on. wet your whistle a little bit. Then they release a couple games, full slate, then a couple more on a Thursday night. The NBA has mastered the TV schedule for sure. Let's start. Here we go. Game number one we're going to look at here. Game number one, Houston Rockets visiting your defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder. 7:30 tip-off. We got a 7.5 here, total of 227. Rockets, looking to improve every year, putting the team together. They made a deal. They shipped out a bunch of guys because, of course, you got to bring in a 37-year-old who plays 35 games a year and Kevin Durant and give him, $45 million a year. This line to me, Chip, I look at this and they're begging you to take the Rockets, right? Look at this. It's the Rockets. They got Kevin Durant now. He's going against his old club. He hasn't been on Oklahoma City in 25 years. I mean, come on. When's the last time this guy suited up for the Thunder? He's been on 5 teams.
Seattle when he played for them?
Yeah. I mean, he was Seattle. Then he was on the Thunder because he was with Harden and Westbrook over there. But, I mean, since then, he's been on the Warriors, the Nets, the Suns, and now the Rockets. I mean, the fact that Hall of Fame players are on 4 or 5 different teams, it's a complete joke. This is sometimes I like to call the NBA no betting allowed because of crap like this. It's just wrong. Like, you're that good. You should be dominating. Like, again, we're old guys. People stayed a long time and tried to build winners. This game here, though, I see this, and I want to take the Thunder. I know you don't take the champion out of the gate kind of stuff, people. Dude, the Thunder at home last year, just in general, I think their ATS, they had like 60 ATS wins. They can't make lines high enough for these guys. These guys play. We have teams in all sports, right? They beat up on the bad teams. They show up 7 days a week with their lunch. We're winning. You cover a bunch of games. Not only do these guys cover in the regular season, they cover in the postseason, and they win. I'm going to lay it here. I'm saying lay the number here. Mr. Number One NBA guy, Chip. What do you think?
First of all, what you said off the top, NBA is the best sport translating to television. I mean, you only have 110 feet. Football's at a huge, huge field, but football has 35 different cameras, which makes everything great. But I think that's probably one of the big successes of the NBA is because of how it relates to TV and the officiating, like you said, controls just about everything. And be it football, basketball. I mean, with baseball, we've seen guys being called out on check swings when they never even attempted to swing, and it ends the playoff series. Officials are always prominent. Houston is sort of like, how can you be a dark horse when they're as good as they are? But Oklahoma City, do you realize what kind of a prohibitive favorite they are to win it all again? I mean, they really expect this team to be a dynasty. And you may be right about laying it, Sean. I haven't really done too much on it. I mean, the last couple of years, the NBA sort of snuck up on me because we just finished the WNBA and we have the playoffs in baseball and college football and pro football, and now college basketball. Doug, you said in like 2 weeks. So, the NBA, the beginning of the season is, like you said, a slow take. I can't see jumping in heavy right off the bat. I really don't. I like to see a little resume from these guys, a little sample size. And so this is a tough call, other than the fact that this Oklahoma City team is prohibited. It's like they expect them to be like the old Celtics to win 8 out of 10 years or something. I mean, that's the kind of numbers I'm seeing on them.
Doug, before you get to your pick, I totally agree. The NBA, again, I'm a no betting allowed for the NBA for me early season. Like a very maybe I'll find a spot or two, but it's released in the middle of the football season. We have NFL and college football going on. Sometimes it's tail into the playoffs. I like college basketball more than NBA, so I'm very limited, like you, when it out of the gate. Like it's something I'll more look at as the calendar changes to 2026, as opposed to it's December. So I'm with you on that take, Chip. With just diving into teams here. Doug, your thoughts on this game, and if you how do you approach it too? Same kind of way, like
I mean, what I do the same both for hockey and for the NBA is that I look more at the days of the schedule where there's probably at least 5 or 6 games, so I have some options. and I'll look at a 4, if there's 4 games like today, or I think there's 5 games in the NHL. This is nothing trip my trigger, and so I kind of the same way with the NBA. If I got some options, that's fine. But like 2 games, tough to do. Okay, especially coming out of the gate. In this one, though, to be honest with you, with it, or I should say, not because of it, but Van Vliet is out. Okay, for Houston, huge loss. He's their point guard. Okay, he's their main guy. So I would have rather taken Houston plus 6.5 than to take them at plus 7.5 without Van Vliet. So I would agree with you on that. I think that's the right side. And to what Chip said, I mean, there's every reason. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there's every reason to believe that this could be a dynasty from Oklahoma City. I'm not saying they're going to win this next year, but I mean, they're how young they are. I mean, their core players are all basically 24 to 20 or 23 to 26. Yeah. So, I mean, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be other things that are going to come about, and if they have a lot of success, then that means all those salaries are going to go up, et cetera, with them. I will give you this, though. This is an official pick from me, is to take their season win total for the Thunder is 62.5. I'd say take it under. And a real simple reason. The last 9 teams that had a win total of 60 or greater, they went 8-1 under. Okay. So that's why I am all on board with Oklahoma City at under 62.5.
Oklahoma under 62.5. A little future action there for Mr. Upstone. I'm going to tell you, though, if you want to play this game, and again, I don't have it on the site. I don't think it's a premium pick or anything like that. I like the Thunder here to cover. And as Doug brought up, Van Vliet, you saw him miss last year. The team won like 3 games. They just went right in the tank. They could not win without him. You add that to the fact you traded away, 4 or 5 cats for Durant? So here comes the continuity of a club. It's like college basketball. Like, I look at college basketball, I want to see 4 starters back. I got good guard play. I know that team's going to be fundamentally sound coming out of the gate right off, game 1. I don't know what you're going to get with Houston with old-time Kevin Durant, ball-dominant guy, and you traded away 4 pieces and you're missing your point guard. Good luck against a team, as Doug says, a bunch of young cats. They play off each other. They'll get paid eventually, but now it's easy to be happy. Nobody's really grumpy when you're the champion. You're going out and you're beating teams and guys getting off the bench and you're winning by – go look at some of these scores. They're blowing teams out sometimes, 20, 30 points. It's happiness.
They got to put a different hat on this year, though. They got the hunted hat on this year. Everybody's shooting at them, so we'll see how they handle that. Because you know what? Because the one thing that nobody talks about is that Denver could have won that series against them. They were right there to do it, and they just didn't get it done. And Denver is going to be so much better in theory with how they built their bench. It's pretty funny with Malone that, they won the championship when he was the coach and they wouldn't, then the ownership wouldn't spend any money. So they fire Malone at the end of the season. They bring in a new coach and they decide to build up the bench. It just, I'm amused by that.
That's the team. You got the Joker. That dude's amazing.
Yes. And they have other good players too. They're set. Cameron Johnson's going to be a nice, multifaceted addition to that team. That's going to be huge for them.
And before we move on to the Warriors and the Lakers, the dynasty talk is warranted. You win. You got a bunch of young guys. Are they going to pull the Warriors and win like 2 and 3 years? Like, well, if you're losing in the conference finals to the Nuggets, I'm not going to say that's bad. Because you're losing a team that's already won and got the best player in the game. People are going to say he's not an MVP. The dude's an MVP. He's fabulous. So, again, good little off topic there for people to kind of chew on a little bit with the Thunder dynasty talk. But should be a fun season. Again, I'm not a huge NBA cat, just so you know. But there are things to like about this year's NBA. You stuck around here for 20 minutes. Hit the like, share, notification bell if you haven't already. You're already here. Act, do something. Thumbs up, let's go. your comment for the Thunder and the Rockets. Game number 2. Here we go. Here are a couple old-time clubs people like to talk about. Some old guys. We got 3 old guys here. The 2 stars of this team pretty much same age as us. LeBron and Steph Curry.
You watch
here.
out what you're saying.
Although LeBron's sitting out with a literal pain in the butt, which I could, say because he's on PEDs and inject himself. He wants to say it's sciatica. You say tomato, I say tomato. That's just what I'm going to say there for LeBron fans. You're going to come in here, LeBron. I got to stir the pot for the LeBron fans. It's game number 1. Of course, we have to have fun with LeBron.
I like how your analogy has to do with food. I noticed that first place. Go ahead.
Of course it would. It's either that or where else could I go? I don't know. Maybe some conspiracy. Maybe some Mars landing. Or we were doing that the other day with Doug. He was couldn't get out of the chat fast enough. He's like, "Get me out of here! This guy's insane." All right. Conspiracy no more, or should have never been, is Seth Curry and the Warriors are the dynasty of the teens. They are the best team of the decade. Steph Curry and the Warriors were better than LeBron's teams. That's number 1. Now, LeBron's on the bench. He's not even suiting up. He's hurt. This is the Lucas now. We've gone from the little floppies to the Lucas. The line is flipped with Golden State favor here, 2.5, total 225.5. And I will tell you, I did put this on the site. I took the Lakers here because I think I got the best player on the floor. And in the NBA, I got the best guy on the floor. I got a good chance of winning. And Luka's slimmed down a little bit. Again, the Lakers, will they be here at the end of the year? I don't know. Who the heck knows? I got 1 game at home. He's the franchise. And again, they have some talent on this team. Maybe everybody's free to peacock out now because LeBron's not there, dictating who plays and who gets drafted and what coach gets fired and this and that. Maybe guys blossom a little bit with Luka on the floor. Doug, give me the Lakers here. I got them. It's an official show pick. It's a site pick. I'm taking Lakers plus the 2 points.
I would agree with you. Okay, on that one with the Lakers with the 2 points. Also, I thought of this. I think when I saw Guerrero in the playoffs and how much I'd seen him a couple times, but I guess I just wasn't paying close enough attention. I mean, how much better looking of an athlete he is with all the weight that he's lost. I mean, his speed is so much better. And obviously, we see how he's hitting the ball. So his transformation into a leader is really quite something to me. And I could make the parallel to Luka going to, now his all the weight loss. Once again, another example in Dallas. The one of the reasons the general manager didn't like him is because he wasn't in great shape and that he was injury prone. So he goes to another team. He decides to lose weight. So it's just I love how the little things in life, how they go about. So Luka's the best player on the floor. This is Sean often references the old guys, and I know he's primarily talking about Chip and myself, but and I shouldn't even say Chip, I'll just say for myself. So I'll go with this. The Warriors and the Lakers is like Ali and Frazier, number 3. Okay. It's just 2 guys way past their prime, still duking it out, thinking that they got still something going on. That's pretty much where we are, with these 2. But the whole key for the Lakers is what they get out of Anton. Okay. The former Suns and Portland center. Because he has to be a defensive player who gives them something on the offensive end. Because they don't have, between LeBron, Luka, and then Reeves, the point guard, if you will, nobody's going to be even honorable mention on the defensive team out of that trio. Okay, so you're going to have some problems there. So you're going to need to get some defense from someplace else. For a team. And that's among the reasons why the Lakers will not be a factor in what goes on, and ultimately in the West. But I'm with you on that. And a little tidbit, Lakers 17-4 straight up when the total 220.5 2.5 to 230. So that's a good historical one, because that just means, and for those that don't know, that means that's in their wheelhouse. Okay, when you play that well and the total ends up on the presumption it ends up in that range, that means that it's in their wheelhouse as to how they like to play, and that's how the outcomes have gone.
There you go. From Doug Upstone mentioned Ali Frazier, yeah, LeBron 40, Curry 37. We didn't even mention Draymond Green up there in his late 30s, and Jimmy Butler, who will be out hurt again. He's got to fill out his ARP paperwork there and get his stuff done.
Well, he's got
Although
a quote on games.
You got young guy Buddy Hield over there to rain down with the Warriors. But here we go, Chip. Your thoughts on the battle at Crypto Arena here?
Who's Jimmy Butler playing for this year? That's my
first. He's on the Warriors.
Okay, and LeBron, is he going to play at all? I mean, as old as he is, when he's on the floor, he's one of the most efficient players. I think he's better now than he's ever been shooting the ball, and maybe not defensively, but when he gets the ball in his hands and he starts moving to the basket, there's really no way to stop him. He's so big. He's so strong. Like your boy from Denver. I mean, once he gets the ball down there, there's nothing you can do about it. Here's the thing, though,
with that, though. As good as he is, if you look at those plus minuses for him, he's negative. For as much as he's on the ball, the team is not productive when he's on there.
Like I said, defensively, he's probably given up a lot. I mean, that's where your first steps. You lose that half step on defense first, and it's amazing to me that he's still around and he's still kicking around, and every year it seems to be the same. He's always on the shelf now. I mean, he's been out there a long time. He's been on the professional basketball court over 50% of his life, of the amount of time he's been alive. So he's got a lot of wear and tear. But I still think he's one of the great players. I'm just wondering how many minutes is he going to end up getting when he can play, and how is that going to affect Doncic?
I think, honestly, what's he going to come back? Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe. I mean, they're saying it's like 2 weeks, right? A couple weeks he's out. You don't know.
No.
If the team's rolling along,
Sean, he'll come back and in the second quarter of the first game he's back, it's something else is going to pull or happen. They're aging. It happened to Larry Bird. It happens to all these guys when they get older.
But if you follow LeBron, though, and this isn't exactly. I mean, I think he'll be back relatively soon. I'll say a little bit before Thanksgiving. He'll play Thanksgiving through Christmas, and then he'll have his January annual injury. That'll be 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, that's pretty standard for him. So then he just has to go a little while to the All-Star break, and then he plays the rest of the season, for the Lakers, and then all of a sudden he's ready to go because he played 50 games.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, you know what, we gotta do something here at the All-Star break. We got to bring in somebody. Like, what do you mean bring in somebody? You got freaking you and Luka. You had you and AD. You had you and Kyrie. You got to keep bringing somebody in.
It's a 5-man game.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves. We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
5-man game.
We'll rein it. I got to rein it. Me of all people have to rein it back in. We're talking about playoff basketball. Let's rein it back in here to a Tuesday night game here. And again, as I was just bashing the Lakers the entire episode here, I'm taking the Lakers. I'm making it an official show pick. Lakers +2, official show pick, and the Thunder. So there you go. You get 2 official show picks. One is a premium from a guy who probably put out the least amount of NBA last year, but I feel confident on a Monday. And this was even before I had a good day of NFL yesterday. I already had that Laker game loaded up, I believe, on Saturday. So there is that. But okay.
I got one more pick for you. I got one more pick. All right. I got a over for season win totals. The Detroit Pistons, 46.5. Pistons won 44 games last year.
Wrong number.
Won 44 games last year. They're going to be improved because they're going to have Ivy back to play at guard. So that's going to improve their team overall, plus the depth that they created. Then you look at Indiana is going to take a step backwards of sorts. They lost their point guard. They traded away Turner, their center. The Bucks maybe are better with Turner in the front court, but their guard situation is still pretty weak. Cleveland, far and away the class of that division. Bulls are going nowhere. I think Detroit gets to, up close to 50, maybe not 50 itself, but close to 50 on that. So I'll go over 46.5 with the Pistons.
There you go. Another total for long-term people, get the over. Pistons 44.5 wins.
Hit them both last year.
Speaking of Doug, NFL Monday Mauler up. This is, again, we're talking Tuesday NBA, but there's an NFL football up, and Doug has his Monday Mauler. Go get it at gamblersworld.net. Chip Chirimbes, I see, he's got up Major League Baseball. Of course he's got Major League Baseball, Mr. Baseball. Game 7. Go get it from Chip, along with a Monday night. You've got a Chip Shop Best Bet going to NFL, I see.
Well, you got action. There's 2 games out there on Mondays. Since they started that, we should be able to find something. And, so I'm playing the first game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Detroit. I like the side, tell you the truth.
There you go. We got NFL up from NBA.
By the way, I'm going to come up with NBA props for you on Monday and future, because, I'm just sitting on Scatterboo Rookie of the Year, Daniel Jones Comeback Player of the Year, and Barkley under yardage. So right now, I'm feeling pretty good about something I have nothing to do with. I never do these things. So we're going to say, that's Scatterboo, though. He's the difference. He's really he's a player in my eyes.
Yes.
You can teach an old dog new tricks. Chip's jumping into the player prop role. You have to. You got to take advantage of them when you can. It is the new wave, I think.
And so Monday maybe we'll come up with a props for total wins or something along those lines. But I think we should look for something.
Yeah, and then I'm curious too that Chip, if you could 2 weeks from today, if you have the Pepperdine over under total for me, look what the season wins.
And I'm even worse with totals. I don't mean selecting them. I mean the number of plays I give out.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Pepperdine.
First thing that came to my mind. I don't know.
Hey, I wouldn't mind being on the campus.
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, I think Pepperdine, and I go to Blue Chips because that's where they filmed Blue Chips. I believe it was at Pepperdine.
Is that right? Okay.
With Shaq and Penny Hardaway, yes.
Okay.
And Matt Nover. Everybody knows Shaq and Penny, but nobody remembers Matt Nover, the white guy who took the $50,000 in a bag and a tractor. Nobody remembers that guy. Matt Nover.
University of Marquette.
Who, Matt Nover?
Yeah.
No, he was a Indiana guy, Matt Nover.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay. There was another Steve Nover. That's what I got it mixed up.
You're talking about the writer?
Who's Steve? What was that? Jackie? Now we're definitely off the rails here.
Yes.
All right. Recapping. Lakers +2. Thunder -7.5. Premium action NFL from all 3 of us at gamblesworld.net. Go check that out. Top plays. 3 738 packages guaranteed. Go get it. Free picks if you haven't already. Like, share, subscribe. And that's that. That's a wrap for Monday. Gentlemen, good luck to you. Good to see you all.